What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Tuesday edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. It would be great content as long as Malik Monk can get 2 more assists. He had 5 at halftime. He has 0 so far in the second half. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. DeMar DeRozan has 6 assists. He had like 5 in the first 4 minutes of that game. It is just insane what is going on there, but it is okay. It is a long-term game. I'm here to make you money in the long term. One day here or there, it's going to be problematic because that is exactly how it can work out. But overall, I felt really good about the reads today. So if Malik Monk can't get there, that would be really frustrating. Domantas Sabonis ran into early foul trouble, ended up limiting his minutes. It fouled 4 fouls, 9-10 mark there of the third quarter, whatever. We're going to move on to Tuesday. There are 7 games. I'm going to talk about prospective props. So you're going to have to listen through this one a little bit more. Not a single prop is going to be in that corner of the My Pick section. Now, some of you are going to be upset about that. You can go to @EricLindquist. I'm going to do a thread in the morning. Yeah, you heard me. I'm going to do an NBA prop thread in the morning covering my favorite props from every single game. So if you don't like this, go over to @EricLindquist in the morning over on X. I will have something up before noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. I promise you, because that is what I'm here to do. Put in that work, Devin. Don't give up. Devin Williams, I miss him. Anyway, Lindy50, if you guys want to sign up down below at the video description box. Producer Jacob's on hand. He's ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. Let's get to the picks. We begin our boarding walk with Dallas +1 here, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, the Luka Doncic-less Dallas Mavericks are going to have a different complexion now. Not of late because he's been out for a while, but Kyrie, Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, after they just completely punted that last game against Cleveland. And we're just seeing this happen all the time. And again, felt really good about the analysis. OKC and Milwaukee, boy, did that come to fruition. Glad I didn't hedge. I looked at a middle and just decided to roll with only the 8.5 ticket. Guess what? It cashed. Anyway, Dallas, they're getting a point here up against Philly because Joel Embiid expected to be back, although listed as questionable. The only reason that I haven't bet the Philadelphia side of this one is I do think it's still somewhat in peril, even though we keep hearing it. It's just Joel Embiid. If it were like any other star player and I heard he's expected to be back, I would just take them at their word. But you never know. Maybe Joel Embiid warms up, something doesn't feel right, or they just continue to punt until Thursday and try to figure out exactly what to do with their organization. We do know Paul George going to be out for this one. As for Tyrese Maxey, his usage would obviously take a decline playing alongside a Mr. Joel Embiid. I think we're all aware of how that works. Anywho, I'm just going to make it a lean like for now. Philly money line. I'm paying very close attention to this one. Dallas, morale. I don't know if you noticed, not exactly good at the moment. Boston at Cleveland. This one's for you. Actually, I'm just saying that this bet is against you. We've got Boston again, getting 2 points, and you don't run into this every single day at the old office. Now, they were playing a neutral basketball stadium. If we just went over to France, let's say they were playing in the Paris games or they were in the NBA Cup in Vegas, what would you set this line at? I get it. Cleveland's been incredible. Kenny Atkinson has completely changed this team. Offensive rating numero uno in the entire NBA, but I still feel as though you have to, at a 1-game sample size on a neutral floor, give your edge to this Boston Celtics team. And I'm getting 2 at the moment inside of a key -110 here number. So obviously, if something were to flip, well, we're feeling pretty good about this matchup, having 2 points coming in on the defending champs. Now, have they played very good basketball of late? No. But it's a very short-term outlook as opposed to looking at each individual player and figuring out, in the grand scheme of things, what is actually missing there on the Cleveland side? I would say wing defense. Now, Evan Mobley does not count, but Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus playing out there on the perimeter, the 2 and 3 on this Cleveland team. Isaac Okoro's out. Dean Wade's out. It's going to be very problematic. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard off the injury report. You're going to get a Boston team that goes out and chucks a lot of threes against a team in Cleveland that is more built to stop teams on the interior with Evan Mobley and with one Jarrett Allen. So as such, I think this is going to be a very high variance basketball game, one that plays one-sided, more lopsided than the other. I thought about alts on the Boston side, but I'll just take the 2 points for the time being. Again, it could play out competitive, but what I'm saying is that a lot of three-point shots from both teams, a lot of opportunities there. Looked Obviously, at Evan Mobley, we'll take a look at his over 1.5 threes. By the way, he cashed that for people that I didn't play it last time out. Waiting for that usage and those minutes to ramp up, but I do think Boston +2, considering the wing advantage here. Oh, Cleveland. It's going to be a fun game. Houston at Brooklyn, and Amin Thompson just went completely batshit crazy in the Garden. Did it result in a win? No, it did not. But Amin Thompson, 25, 11, and 11 there, puts up a triple-double, continuing to do ridiculous things, and felt really good about the analysis there. Again, if you follow me over on X, talked about the Houston money line, thought it was an interesting one, didn't end up pulling the trigger on it, but I thought about the Amin Thompson one as well, and I know some people who pulled the trigger on that, laddering up his PRA the way I talked about. Once again, at Eric Lindquist over on X. Check out that text thread, trying to give you the best information I can, actionable information, usually doing that after I record these videos, simply to get more props on the board, but that'll be in the morning that I throw it out there on Tuesday. Anywho, Brooklyn, Ben Simmons is going to be out, aka we don't know if we can trade him or not. He joins Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Noah Clowney, Bojan Bogdanovic. None of that, nothing getting shipped off from Brooklyn would surprise me. I think Cam Johnson is kind of the main suitor that people really want to be going towards. But either way, if D'Angelo Russell, who wants D'Angelo Russell? Does anybody want D'Angelo Russell? I'm sure somebody will. No, they don't. No. So when you can get a ball-dominant guard who can't play defense to play in the playoffs, you just got to do it. Anyway, over 208.5. This is a really low total. Brooklyn been the slowest paced team in the entire NBA over the course of their last 15 games. However, this is a Houston team as well that just defensively should be able to put the clamps down. Still, I feel, though, on the back-to-back, still Alperen Şengün ended up sitting out the front end of this back-to-back for Houston. Could be looking a little bit fresher than you might expect, purely because, Landale as well, I guess, behind him there. Steven Adams could take the night off. There's like a 90% chance Steven Adams gets ruled out for this one. Nobody cares. I care. Good, I might. Or wait, he's New Zealand. He's a Kiwi. The Knicks, the Toronto Raptors, and the Emmanuel Quickley, a revenge narrative. Oh, he's going to be out there. I just don't know how many minutes we can get out of him. And he's going to affect kind of the usage of everybody across the board. Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl. You do have 2 Q tags in Bruce Brown and Chris Boucher. But the main thing to pay attention to, you had OG Anunoby ruled out. Talked about that also on the text thread and felt pretty confident that he would be sitting, considering he just played 17 minutes, could not come back to that Lakers loss on Saturday. But Josh Hart keeps playing through a Q tag. Is this a spot where we maybe see them actually rest him? Play some more minutes for Precious Achiuwa and Miles McBride, who, again, the Knicks switched the starting lineup before that game started. Just weird stuff going on daily in the association. But this is a quick and easy one. It's the team on the back-to-back. I have this already leaning towards Toronto by default. Obviously, there's some kind of a rest advantage to be had here for Toronto, although I have not bet this. Making it a lean. Didn't make this a lean light because I'm not as interested in it as I am in that Philly spot. But anywho, there's going to be some stuff to mine out here from a prop perspective if the Knicks rest some people. Good opportunity, friends. Lindy50 down at the video description box below. $20 becomes $10 for your first week. $50 becomes $25 for your first month. I would love to see you guys there. I really don't have a whole heck of a lot else to add. I am working tirelessly around the clock, 12, 14 hours a day in the NBA streets. I'm putting out tweet threads for the people. I'm here on the YouTube streets talking you through my favorite plays every single Monday through Friday. Also in the NFL streets for Sunday, breaking things down from a fantasy perspective over on the Stochastic YouTube channel, doing everything I possibly can to give you the best, most updated information in the association. And as such, if you want to just get the plays immediately when I place them, well, Lindy50 down at the link below gets it done for you. In fact, my 2 plays that I have put in already sitting there, nice and lovely, nice and rosy, just sitting there for you. I think we're going to get some good CLV on, well, both of them. That's the intent. Anywho, Lindy50 down at the link below. Would love to see you there. Back to the picks we go. The Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, and the Chicago Bulls, man, how dumb are they as a franchise in the world? Like, what did they actually, why were they the third team involved in all of this ridiculousness going on with San Antonio, with Sacramento? I mean, I get the Bulls are just trying to hit the reset button, but you're still going to be rolling out a very undersized lineup in Giddey, Kobe White, Lonzo Ball, Ayo Dosunmu, and then Vooch there at the center position. You have Dalen Terry, you have Jalen Smith, Sonogo, 3 basically backup centers that are all sitting there. I guess Dalen Terry isn't, but that are sitting there with Q tags for this one. But they trade for Trey Jones and Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins. What are we actually trying to accomplish here if you're the Chicago Bulls? You're Chicago. You're like the third or fourth biggest market. You've got New York, you've got LA, you've got Atlanta, Dallas, and then you've got Chicago. And again, that's within the top 5 market, no questions asked. And you can't figure your shit out on how to put together an actual NBA roster. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. The Zach LaVine stuff was asinine if you want to be playing him in some contexts. And sure, there's been some bad injury luck. I think we can all agree Lonzo Ball was on a much better trajectory before 2 years off of basketball, basically, to try to get right. He is a good defender. He was a capable shooter once upon a time. We'll see as things progress for him if he can ramp up some minutes. But either way, man, I hate this Bulls roster in its current iteration. And now it's missing Zach LaVine, who is probably their best asset, and they got nothing for him, even though I would say the market very low on Zach LaVine coming into this year as it was. So you kind of sunk your battleship before it even started. How was that for a rant? Miami, -4. The Los Angeles Lakers. My God. Rob Pelinka. Bro. Now I'm going to throw this out there. I was on national TV talking about this the other day, but that's beside the point. Check out Sports Grid TV from time to time. You can find me. I think there is around a 10% chance that this is actually something that could happen. I think LeBron James could end up in Golden State by the deadline on Thursday. I think it's actually something that could happen. Now, hear me out. I'm getting producer Jacob nodding his head no already. LeBron James, you have Steve Kerr, you have Steph Curry up there. He had obviously looked at potentially going up there. And LeBron James, the only team that was interested in potentially drafting him before the Lakers was Golden State. Now, that was obviously just maybe them, trying to speak niceties, if you will, towards LeBron. But I think there's a world where the Lakers absolutely hit the reset button entirely. Not only AD, but also ship out LeBron James, build around Luka Doncic, get the things that he needs to be successful. And again, people talk about him playing alongside LeBron. I think that he would be just fine playing alongside LeBron James. And again, I'm putting it around a 10% chance of actually occurring. But if you're Golden State, you get Draymond Green back for their game here on Monday night. And I'm going to go off of this and go watch that here as soon as we get done. Start put together that text thread too. But either way, I'm looking very closely what the Lakers do here the next couple days, because they need a center as it's currently constructed. We saw Miles Turner get ruled out by the Pacers there on Monday. That one seems far-fetched to me. I think Ayton also a little bit far-fetched, looking at probably a cheaper center than what they have in mind, maybe a Robert Williams. But we got the Clippers on the other side of this one. Clippers look pretty damn good when you have Kawhi at the helm, and I took very hard looks here at just laying the 6.5 on the Clipper side. I think I'm far more inclined, though, to just ride with this for now. My second play of the day, we have Boston +2. Feel pretty good about that one. How about the under of 220.5? Yes, the offensive rating has been off the charts with Kawhi on the floor, but defensive rating, number 1 in the NBA since he took over whenever he is on the floor. 101? 101? What are we even talking about here? Clippers have been asinine with Kawhi Leonard active. He is active for this one. No Max Christie defensively for the Lakers as well. That is going to be a big blemish. However, 220, a pretty big number, a lot bigger number than I was expecting for this one. And our last game of the night, Indy on a back-to-back. I brought it up earlier. Miles Turner sat on the front end of the back-to-back. Yeah, I'm calling it sat. Yeah, you heard me. He's out with right peroneal strain. Okay, he's probably going to sit out here on this one too. But Thomas Bryant ends up getting the start on Monday. We'll see as props start rolling out what they really think about things. But as I continue to parse through this one, as I continue to look at the plays, and wouldn't you know it, Malik Monk's still sitting at 5 assists, and there's like 6.8 seconds left. I don't understand. 5 assists in the first half. He has 0 in the second half. What is actually wrong with the NBA right now? I don't get it. Buckle up for more shenanigans. Portland's on a back-to-back too. Do you care? Nobody cares. Okay. And that does it for another edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little slate we have before us. 7 games, lots more prop stuff coming up at Eric Lindquist over on X, talking you through the process. Sorry that there are 0 props out tonight. 0. You heard me. 0. Lots of teams on back-to-backs. Lots of new changes to franchises from top to bottom. Joel Embiid coming back potentially for Philly. The opportunity to see Max Christie. What? Max Christie. How did this even happen? How does Dallas have Max Christie and Anthony? Whatever. Lindy 50. It's going to be a fun week, I think, from a trade perspective. Hopefully, we can get some bets through my dear sweet God. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday.